And honestly, we see that once we do that, um, the money, the success, and all of those things, they become a byproduct. The having is a byproduct. It's kind of like tipping the domino. You know, when you tip the most important domino, the rest of the structure will tip. Whereas most people try to tip the last domino and they keep the rest of the dominoes just stacked without touching them, right? So I've always believed like if you have like you're a doctor, like if you have any kind of ailment, instead of patching a band-aid on it or taking some acetaminophen or paracetamol, right? Some Advil, you actually get to the
Right.
root cause and solve the issue that's giving you the headache. And then as soon
Right.
as I've seen it with my wife when we started working together, my wife's life, family life completely changed. Ever since
Mhm.
my was born. So I'm sure we'll get into
Yeah.
that in a
Yeah. But Quasi, here's the first thing you taught me is that you have to be, do, then you have.
yeah.
And you can't most people have, do, and then they believe, but no,
Yes.
you have to be. So why would you say, because that's the core thing, and that's what I had to tell myself, hey, look, I am a content creator. I can do these podcasts. I can spread. I had to say, I can do a podcast. I can do this. I can go travel. I had to be the person who does that. Then
Yeah.
it told me what to do, just like at the gym. I wanted to change. I wanted to be physically fit. I am physically fit. Okay, what do? I go to the gym 3 times a day. It's habit. I schedule everything around that. When she
Yeah.
said that she was available at 4 o'clock yesterday, no, that's my gym schedule. I don't
Yeah.
I don't change that for anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, in the morning I meditate. That never changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so did I used to meditate? No, but I knew to become something else, I had to change the inside, not the outside. and
100%.
and I never even really promoted meditation in my practice
Hmm.
until I started using it, and I see how powerful it is when you discover yourself.
Hmm.
It's amazing. And when you're talking about your cup when it's full, it overflows. I started listening to you. I changed. What happened? It overflowed into my wife.
Yeah.
It overflowed into my kids. It overflowed into my practice. But
Yeah.
I had to fill my cup first. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. Man, I've been going to church. My dad's been a Baptist minister,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you, this is what I would say. You can't look for that missing piece on the outside. You got to look for the missing piece on the inside.
Hmm.
And being a doctor in medicine, that sounds crazy because they want you to take things from the outside. They want you to take a pill. They want you to take a surgery. They want you to do a procedure. No, your health starts in here. And we're going to talk about going up a step higher biologically, where the highest step is stress. It's not your low libido, it's not your gaining weight. It's not,
Yeah.
it's your stress. Okay, so we can talk about that. But anyway, why don't you? So I've told people how you have helped me tremendously. So
Yeah.
I feel like you have changed my identity, and my biology was okay. But here's what I think you've discovered is that if your biology is chaotic, it's very, very hard to change your identity. Okay,
Absolutely.
so I think I told him I don't want you on this podcast until I can help you as much as you've helped me. So we
Yeah.
delayed this for a long time, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And I
100%.
said, and so I'll just say this, and you can tell it how it affects. So when we went, my wife and I went to his mastermind, and I think your kid was like a year and a half or
Hmm.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So his wife came, and we could just see how she was acting, that she was overwhelmed.
Hmm.
She really didn't. I thought, hey, look, here's his wife. She couldn't do it. I mean, I could see she came and she went, and we left because we've seen this for 30 years. I said, you know what? His wife is having some postpartum issue, and she's overwhelmed.
Yep.
And so I told Quasi, I said, I think I can help you. The stress of a new baby, you got a new thriving business. I'm not sure exactly what your wife did, but I'm
Yep.
just telling you, hey man, I think we can help her if we do a saliva test.
Yep.
So he finally convinced her to do it, and then I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah. So initially, we wanted to do something with hormones because she was really struggling with weight issues. Also like in the morning, not, sleeping in, and then at nighttime staying up really, really late, appetite issues, like just everything was just flipped around. And also like just being irritable, like I've noticed a lot of irritability, and we were just getting into a lot of fights. And it came to a point where it was just like I personally, just being fully vulnerable, I was like, maybe this is just how it's going to be for the rest of my life. Maybe I just suck it up and this is how it's going to be, right? So
Yes.
we were
Mhm,
interested in
mhm.
the hormone stuff because I'd heard like hormone, 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 like from everyone, like, hey, if you're struggling to get back into the shape that you once were, especially postpartum, or you feel different, then you really want to get your hormones checked. And we'd not done anything like that, right? And so then this guy comes into my life as though by magic, OBGYN hormone expert, literally right at the, can't make this shit up, right? Like literally right at the right time, the right person shows up in your life and he's like, "Hey, I think we can help your wife." I'm like, "Oh, I'm definitely interested." And the way when you explain saliva testing versus just like doing a simple blood test, especially when we're talking about things like testosterone, estrogen, the way that you explain it really made sense because a lot of people they do a blood test for testosterone, but testosterone, the blood is the carrier, right? It's actually stored in the muscles or the organs. That's where it's being used.
If you're starting to realize that your health, your energy, and even your mindset are being driven by something deeper than what you've been told, and you're ready to actually understand and master that at a high level, well, I've created a private high touch program where I work with a small number of people to rebuild that from the inside out. Now, this isn't for everyone, but if you are serious, you can apply using the link below.